Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Ramadan is it's fastly approaching. To think about, your iman, your faith. Everyone has their own goals and different levels of iman, if you will. So a lot of the things that I'm going to be talking about, these are just things that I want to set intentions on now and share with you so that you take what's important to you and you make it your Ramadan. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first, we're going to talk about the digital detox. Okay, social media. I am reclaiming my attention, and some of the things that I'm doing is, we can always delete social media, delete the apps so that you won't get the notifications. But I have discovered this app. It's called Beeper. It's very simple. You can still stay connected with your friends and family, kind of let them know, hey, for Ramadan, I'm going to be scaling back my time that I'm spending, doom scrolling or whatever. Even if you're not that into social media, it's better to kind of unplug so that you can really plug into some Quran, And I've used the feature where you can kind of like, okay, you've reached your limit for the day, but it's really easy for you to be like, ignore limit. So why not just go ahead and delete those apps, download Beeper, and it's not sponsored, by the way, but I just thought it was really cool. And why not share this with, a lot, like, I don't think a lot of people in America is using it, but you can connect your WhatsApp, you can connect your Instagram, your Facebook Messenger. I can't think of any of the other ones because I don't use any other ones, but yeah, try that out and let me know how it works for some of you guys. But yeah, so you don't have to cut off communication from close friends or family that is in another country, that's their only way of communicating with you. But you can remove the doom scrolling, if you will, Follow some Quran reciters, some Islamic scholars, those, Islamic reminder accounts. I definitely find those really a nice balance and blend to the chaos of the world. Always keeping me grounded, honestly, truly. Pious Dean, I think, is one of the accounts that I absolutely love. Also, like I said, the app timer and some of the features that Instagram has, set the intention. The goal is to stay connected to people, not to algorithms, okay? We want to doom scroll Quran and tafsir, not drama. So our next topic is going to be a biggie. Music, guys. I'm cutting it completely during Ramadan. I've always done this, growing up when I first started fasting. I intentionally, and you can instantly tell the difference, cut music, whether it be cold turkey, like you will think yourself, you will be okay without music for 29, 30 days. You will be okay. So yeah, music is a tough one because I'm a gym girly and we'll get into that later, but you need to prep now. For some people, cold turkey may not be it. It's kind of hard, okay? So I would say transition phase. If you got a transition, start this week, starting to listen to acapellas or nasheeds. They do have, like on Spotify, for example, there's an acapella playlist. Like if you don't feel like you're going to be able to do cold turkey, at least again, make the intention, make the effort. But if you still find yourself like, oh, I need to, I'm falling asleep, at the gym, I need to listen to something. Podcasts are your friend, okay? There are some podcasts that are actually really entertaining and they're still halal. They're not, I just stumbled upon one today. I can't remember the name of it because I literally just only watched a few minutes of it. This is the first time I've ever seen it. And I might have even seen a clip somewhere on TikTok. But anyway, podcasts are your friend. Actually make the effort, guys, to try, like right now, since, it's coming up. My gym playlist has been Omar Hisham. It's something about, mashallah, may Allah reward him. His vocals, I just out of this world, okay? So during Ramadan, we're aiming for zero music, guys. Just nasheed, Quran recitation, motivational podcasts. I think Muslim Central on Spotify has so many lectures, so many, different topics that you can kind of tap into. And it's almost kind of like, I don't know about you guys, whenever I'm listening to certain lectures, it's almost like they're having a conversation directly with me. So that kind of helps. Like, it gives you a break from just the constant like beats drumming in your ear or whatever, it gives you a different kind of pump. So, and music fills a void. That's the void that we want Allah to fill. If I can't live without beats, that's like a dependency, and that's something that we need to break intentionally. Plus, no energy drinks means I need some type of internal energy. And also, dhikr hits different when you're struggling through that last set. I'm just saying. Y'all ever been on a roller coaster and you just start saying a shahada? On to the next. Very, very important. Nutrition. Okay? Your body, while we're fasting, is in repair mode. What you eat during suhoor and iftar isn't just food, it's medicine, literally. Start now. Like, reduce the processed foods and sugar. Get rid of that stuff. So your body isn't in withdrawal, during Ramadan. Increase water intake to at least 100 ounces daily, especially if you're training. You want to train your body to also be hydrated properly. I'm definitely a girly who is big into electrolytes, natural electrolytes, aka coconut water. Has everything you need all in one. Okay, Mondays and Thursdays, go ahead and start fasting. And for a little razzle dazzle, do a little bit of intermittent fasting. I just find it so interesting that science is finally caught up to something that Allah has prescribed for us as Muslims. Like, yeah, if you fast, it can reverse cancerous cells, like it can heal you, like, yep, we already knew that. Been there, done that. Anyway, so right now, because I'm training, I have been very consistent with meal prepping. And I typically, because of my work schedule, I typically meal prep on Saturdays or Sundays. More than likely, it's going to be Sundays. And if I get a little time on the days that I'm working remote, I may start prepping vegetables so that I don't have to do as much on the weekends when I'm prepping. So yeah. That's definitely important. Some examples I like to use. I'm gonna say some overnight oats with some chia seeds mixed in there, some frozen berries, so you get your complex carbs, your protein, and your fiber. Shout out to chia seeds. If y'all know, y'all know. Another one, if you're not someone who likes to eat, protein smoothies, okay? You get some fruit, you get some type of, fiber, protein, all in one, okay? Extra bonus if you actually have the frozen fruit, the greens, the protein powder, everything separate, and you just blend it fresh. But for some of y'all, or some of us that don't have that type of time, yeah, just buying some. I just recently discovered this one company, Remedy Organics. I feel like I'm doing a lot of plugging in right now. Anywho, yeah. Remedy Organics, and it's the strawberry one. It has so many great things. If you know about lion's mane, it has so many good things in there. Like, you just, in one bottle, and I think I want to say it's 23 grams of protein. So yeah, guys, just do it. Then okay, let's go into skip to iftar, because I can go on and on about suhoor, or don't forget about boiled eggs. Boiled eggs are your friend, okay? Eggs are your friend in general, but boiled eggs, super simple, easy. Crack it and peel it, prep it, put it in the fridge, cut it in half, warm it up, you're good to go. Now for iftar, some freezer friendly meals. I would say chicken thighs always is a win, regardless if you're doing like butter chicken or if you're doing grilled chicken, some kind of soup or stew. You can't lose, okay? Because all the flavors in the thighs, okay? Now, if you're an overachiever, yeah, you can go for a chicken breast, kudos to you guys. Lentil soup is another really, really good one. Quinoa salad with different roasted vegetables, maybe some baked fish with lemon and herbs, a nice salad, or like some turkey meatballs. Don't overcomplicate it, guys, and don't feel like, because a lot of times I feel like towards the end of the fast, it's like, oh my gosh, I can eat the entire iftar meal, okay, that I have prepped for the week. Don't do it, because your stomach is shrinking, okay? You do not want to overeat, okay? Don't do that to yourself. So, for Ramadan, my plate formula is a 4th plate of lean proteins, whether it's chicken, fish, turkey, or eggs. A 4th of my plate is going to be complex carbs. That's your brown rice, quinoa, sweet potato. And then half of my plate, vegetables, whether it's roasted, steamed, raw. And don't forget your healthy fats, guys, please. Okay, when I'm making my salad, go ahead and add some avocado in there. Oh, just drizzle a little bit of olive oil or some nuts, you know, if you're feeling a little fancy. And dates. Everybody, when Ramadan comes, goes and gets that big pack of dates. And it's for good reason, because you have everything you need in one little beautiful thing. Is it a fruit? Yeah, it's a fruit, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, open up that fast with dates, water, pray Maghrib, okay? And then eat your meal. When you're doing it in that sense, you're allowing your digestive system some time to kind of adjust from fasting to actually, okay, let's open it and get ready for some good nutrients, okay? So some things that we want to avoid. Obviously, guys, your fried foods. That is probably one of the worst things. I know it's tasty. We all know what it tastes like. So why do you feel like you have to like rush to get to it, okay? The samosas are going to be there for Eid. Save that for the end, you know, inshallah. Save the pakoras, all of the good stuff, all the frieds, for the end, okay? Sugary drinks, even juice, even if it's, you know, oh, it's not that much sugar, sugar-free. No, if it's not 100% pineapple juice, 100% grape juice or anything, try to avoid it, guys. Try to avoid it, okay? Your blood sugar is thanking you right now with this whole fasting, you know, your insulin levels and things like that are, you know, re-regulating. Like, this is the best time for your body to heal itself. You have to allow it to do that by feeding it good things. Also, things to avoid, please don't eat until you're stuffed. It defeats the entire purpose of fasting, okay? And then this is, you know, with everything that's going on, you know, in our ummah, may Allah make it easy for all of those brothers and sisters and children that are, you know, suffering throughout the world. I mean, don't compare your plate to another's. You know, some people even that have iftar gatherings, like, alhamdulillah, but you don't want to take the joy out of your experience. But yeah, so let me break it down real quick before we move on to the next one. The science. Like I said, when you're fasting, your body enters what is called cellular repair. Your insulin sensitivity improves, your gut gets a break. Another thing I like to do on an empty stomach, whether it's tea, warm water with lemon, I am taking some probiotics and prebiotics. I don't care. It's empty stomach, throw that in there, get the gut going, okay? Healing my gut is probably the best thing that I've done for my weight loss journey, if I can call it a journey. I don't know. If you're breaking your fast with junk, you're disrupting all the healing. You want to fuel the repair, not sabotage it. So moving on, physical. I'm also adjusting my gym routine now, just because, you know, my current workout before Ramadan, I'm working out 5 to 6 days a week, like minimum an hour, and I'm doing heavy lifting. I'm hitting PRs, everything. So now the plan for Ramadan, I'm adjusting to 3 and 4 days, just because I don't want to overexhaust myself, you know, with feeling like I need to keep my training schedule. Like, this is the time where I need to be prioritizing my deen and putting that first. So I'm like I said, 3-4 days out of the week, 30 to 45 minute sessions. I'm going to be lifting lighter weights, maybe higher reps in return, or still my same heavy weights, but giving myself a break, you know, instead of pushing. I think the best window for training is post Tarawih. You've digested your food. You're basically giving yourself time to work out, get ready for the next day, and you'll probably have the best sleep after that. Like, you've been standing for I don't know how long for Tarawih. Your food is digested. Cool. And yeah, we just get into that routine. So like I said, you could certainly do before iftar if you're doing something light, or after if you're doing a bit of strength training. But again, it is going to be even better if you do it after Tarawih. Another thing to note, your body is in a manner, okay? It's a loan from Allah. So that appreciation is also in your actions and how you take care of yourself inside and out. So thus with the nutrition and, the physical prep with exercise. Also, try and fit in a little bit more of mobility and flexibility work, whether that's going to be stretching or actively using the resistance bands to, open your hip mobility. Hips, the strength of your legs and your hips is directly linked to a healthier lifestyle later in age. So that's always really, really important. I'm also front loading rest now, trying to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep so that my body isn't already depleted when Ramadan starts. Like, your sleep schedule is so important. Now, I will say during Ramadan, I kind of neglect sleep just because, this is the month of Ramadan. Like, if you're going to try to, optimize on, getting 50 to 100 times more worth of your good deeds, Last but not least, I saved this one for last because this, I feel like, is the most important. Your spiritual and mental prep, okay? Preparing your heart and mind. Some of the things that I'm doing outside of just reading Quran, it's Quran is the number one most important. But there are a few other reads, and I will definitely put them down below. But I feel like they connect you a little bit more, and they allow you to be connected to your deen, and just the whole preface of what this journey really means. And all these self-help books, one thing I actually feel like I hear a lot, I don't read self-help books, but from a lot of my friends and family that do read self-help books, whether they're Muslim or not, they always sound so similar to a lot of the common things that are spoken about in the Quran. And it's just like, why why don't we go to the source? Why don't we go to the source that was given to us? Like, this was given to us as a warning, like, and it was perfected, subhanallah. So this Ramadan, this is going to be my first time. Inshallah, I will finish. I'm making intention now. I will finish the Quran. And not just that, I'm going to take it a step further. I am going to try and do a series throughout this month that kind of just goes into a little bit deeper dive. Each juz that I read, I'm going to kind of take notes and just certain things that stuck out to me. Basically like a Quran journal or Ramadan journal, if you will, that I feel like that will also allow me to dive deeper into tafsir, dive deeper into, what it is that is being said. Because at the end of the day, I'm reading it in English. And this is another reason why it's so important for us as Muslims to learn Arabic so that we can actually, because, when I know other languages, a lot of times it does not translate exactly from one language to another the exact same way. So you want to have a better understanding, even if it's not in Arabic, if that makes sense. Make a list of du'as. What are you doing? This is the best time to ask our Creator. This is the best time to ask of the things that you want. Tahajjud. Take advantage of tahajjud, okay? Like, ask Allah of the things that you want in this life and the next. Don't forget the next. Okay, guys? And sujood, okay? Ask. Like, I can't emphasize it enough. I don't even want to overcomplicate that, okay? Make a list of du'as, that you want to focus on, whether it be for yourself, your family, the ummah. Have these things written out because there's so many things going on during this month. but you don't want to miss out on, certain opportunities. That is simple. Just ask Allah for what you want and work towards it. Simple as that. Have a Ramadan conversation with your family. Talk about, things that, everyone needs to do, or, how can we support each other? Division of, household duties, and okay, this week, I have this going on at work, so let me jump in and do this now, and then when I'm busy with work, we can already have it prepped, and it's more of a teamwork instead of it all being on your mother, your auntie, your sister, or your wife. It's important. It's really important to have these discussions so that, expectations and everybody can get the most benefit out of this month, inshallah. Now, here's where we get a little spicy, okay? Neuro spicy, if you will. I like to address, I am not diagnosed, but I do recognize there are certain things in me that has ADHD and possibly on the spectrum. I don't know. Having a printed prayer time schedule, visual reminders is very, very helpful for me. During Tarawih, for your kids that, they may want to participate during Ramadan, having some STEM toys for them, may help them more than you think. I think it's important for kids to also, regardless of the age, if they're going to the masjid, if you're going to the masjid as a family, it's important for everyone to also get a good experience, or like I said, regardless of age, for everyone to get the best out of this experience, regardless if they're fasting or not. They'll always remember, Ramadan, I went to the masjid with my father, I went to the masjid with my auntie, I went to the masjid with my cousins, and even though I wasn't fasting, I enjoyed it because I always felt calm. I always felt, a part of, whatever it is they were doing. Also, and most importantly, give yourself permission to do Ramadan your way, okay? We all know we need to be reading Quran, praying, and, staying away from the things that we should already be staying away from. But, nobody's perfect. But you want to set those intentions and do your best. For my ADHD brain, I have a Ramadan daily schedule that I've already written out, and I've added in like my list of du'as. Make this your Ramadan. Do what's important to you and make those intentions. I went to a Ramadan Prep class last week, and some of the things that was talked about, okay, I'm just going to throw them out there. Contrary to belief, fasting isn't meant to remind you of the poor. It is meant to grow your relationship with Allah. Also, Quran is the guidance for the pious. So how will you know how to be a Muslim if you haven't read the Quran cover to cover, or at least made the intention or effort, guys? So to sum it up, Ramadan isn't about perfection. It's about intention. I'm preparing now so that, when day one comes, I'm not just surviving, I'm thriving. I'm going to just document the entire journey, all 30 days, inshallah, the good, the messy, the transformational. May Allah make this Ramadan the best, for you and your family. Ameen. And I'll see you next time.